There we go. There we go. Shalom, 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 peace. Welcome. Shabbat shalom to brothers and sisters that's online. Welcome to another episode of DSTM. Oh, let me turn that down. No, I can hear myself now. All praise. Uh, Shalom to everybody that's tuning in right now and patiently waited for me to get started. Hopefully, everybody's doing well this evening. Made it through 6 days of labor, entering into our rest. All praise to the Most High for that. Who's in the house? Karatazak. He's in the house. Shalom to you. The house of Byron. Shalom to y'all. Ashar. Shalom to you. Shalak. Shalom. The house of Bayan. Shalom to y'all. Kohab. Shalom to you. Brother Ron in the house. Shalom. Shalom. Shabbat shalom to Sister Barb. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see all of y'all and everybody else is going to be tuning in. Shabbat shalom to everybody. We're going to go ahead and get right on task and right on target. As y'all can see, the word is out right now. They're talking about, hold on one second. So the word on the streets of World War III is that Iran is vouched to, well, not even that. The intelligence that's coming from America, that's coming from Israel, that's saying that within 48 hours, they expect a retaliatory strike coming from Iran into Israel, based upon Israel bombing the Iranian embassy over there in Damascus a couple of weeks ago. So we know that Ramadan just ended. What was it? Wednesday? Ramadan ended Wednesday. So we know that a strike wasn't going to happen. Last DSTM last weekend, they were saying, oh, it's going to come within a matter of days. Same story was last weekend. Oh, within 48 hours. And that was on a Thursday. Saturday passes. They rearranged the story. They said, well, within a week. The week is ended. Now they're back to 48 hours. So who knows? Most are speculatory, saying that because of Ramadan is the reason why there was no strike, which we know is a holy month of Ramadan. For those that are into the, for the heathen, they can have Islam. But for our people who got involved with Ramadan, which is a story we'll cover later, and this is why the Most High told us, just as a precautionary warning, not to learn the ways of the heathen, not to go after these other idolatrous customs. They had an ending of the Ramadan fast, I think it was Wednesday over in Philly. Massive shootout went down. 5 people get shot. Something else went down. We're going to cover that in a little bit. But, now that we see that Ramadan is over with, all expectations is that a retaliatory strike from Iran is going to happen. So we're going to see. We're going to see. Monitoring it closely. And, if that goes down, all bets is off. All bets are off as it pertains to this war or the incumbent World War III, we could call it. It's going to have high impacts. That's why you see what's going on with the economy. The markets are crashing. Gas is up. Precious metals, those things are up. We're seeing the crypto markets, those things are crashing, all because they know the threats of war and what it means for economic securities for all these countries throughout the world. So the markets are preparing, the nations are preparing. It's just a matter of time. So we got that and a lot more to get to today. But let's start off in the scriptures as usual. Let me share my screen. All right, there we go. And let's start off in Jeremiah. Jeremiah 25. And I want to start it. Start down here. And start at 15. Well, actually, cold book because Jeremiah in Jeremiah 25, he's pronouncing judgment from the Most High against all the nations, right? So 25, and let's look at 13 and we'll read down. So it says, and I will bring upon that land all my words which I have pronounced against it, even all that is written in this book, which Jeremiah hath prophesied against all the nations. For many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of them also, and I will recompense them according to their deeds and according to the works of their own hands. So when we see how the Most High is going to render judgment, he said he's going to all the nations and all the kings that serve themselves, they don't serve the Most High. They serve their false deities and gods. They serve their money. They serve their the covetousness for power. They cover lies, you name it, from America down to the Israelis, down to the East Indians, down to the Ishmaelites, the Arabs, down to the Moabites, the Chinese, to the Ammonites, the Japanese, down to the Elamites, the East Indians, all the way down to um, the men of Persia, which is Iran now, the Mingle people. I mean, this is everything that we're seeing here that the Most High said that it's already been documented, it's already been written that these nations would be prophesied against. And then it says, for many nations and great kings shall serve themselves also. And the Most High, he says, and I will recompense them according to their deeds. So when you deal with principles of, let's get that in there. Go ahead. Galatians 6. Galatians 6. Yeah. Galatians 6. And let's read verse 7, just right to the point. It says, be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked. But whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. So when we're looking at the balances of power, the balances of good, evil, so forth and so on, you know, the so-called Moabites want to talk about the yin and the yang, and no, everything comes back to what the Most High establishes. If you sow righteousness, well, we'll read it in the next verse. But the Most High told us in Jeremiah 25, he said he's going to recompense them based upon their works. So anything that's judgment based, anything that the Most High laid out is all going to be because of the things that they've already incurred to bring judgment upon themselves. So when you're seeing that the GMO small hats, why are they into it? Because of all the things that they did to it. The Most High said that he's got beef and indignation with Amalek forever. So they're never getting away for not letting us have safe passage after we left out of Egypt, for them constantly being thorns in our sides, rising up against us when during the times of Saul, during the times of David. They've constantly been at odds with us. Moab, Ammon, just read all the judges. Judges tell you all the damn nations we've been in captivity under. You understand what I'm saying? All of them have reaped off of the benefits of us, all the way down to the stinking Hamites, the true ones. We know our people is over there in West Africa and Central Africa and Sub-Sahara. So I'm not talking about anybody that comes from Africa, right? But the true indigenous Hamites, they'll come right over here smelling like poop and flies, and selling us dashikis and selling us all kind of idolatrous African art and all that, knowing we're going to soak it all in because we're lost. Think we're connecting back to the motherland. They come over here calling us cutters and stealing, you know, taking our women and trying to doing all kind of bad. Moab, Ammon, you know, we've talked about how they come over here and take complete advantage of us. So everything that they've sown, everything that they've done, all of the lies, all of the things that they perpetrated against us, the Psalms 83, the Confederate alliances, the United Nations, and all of the other nations that have collaborated against the children of Israel. I mean, that's the main. I got to get that. That's the main portion of why they're reaping exactly what the Most High prescribed for them. Psalms 83, and then we'll go back to Galatians in a second. Psalms 83, verse 1 down. It says, keep not thou on silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. So Asaph, one of the musicians, the priestly musicians, begged and pleaded to the Most High not to stay silent, to have vengeance on these heathens, to awaken and to bear judgment on them. Our ancestors wasn't sitting back praying for peace. Our ancestors wasn't talking about give them a break. Our ancestors wasn't talking about, oh, there's some good ones. Hell no, they wasn't talking about that. They was like, Yahweh, don't hold your peace. Don't be still. Get them. Get these damn heathen up off of our back. Boots on our neck, whips to the back, spiritually and mentally. We read last week in Wisdom of Solomon 5 where they account our lives as madness and our deaths to be without honor. They preyed on our ignorance. They robbed and stolen, pillaged and gentrified and did everything they could to get rid of our people. And our priest was praying and writing songs, begging the Most High not to be silent and don't hold peace. Render judgment, bring forth war, make them drink the cup of his fury. You dig what I'm saying? That's where our mind frames got to be. As we're repenting and we're getting our minds right, the downfall of our enemies has to be next move. Continuing on, it says, for lo, thine enemies, hello? It's not we are the world. Asaph is saying our enemies are the same enemy, our enemies are the Most High, the enemies of our power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. You've got all different nations that's riding around here on the Christian idolatrous broomstick of witchcraft and folly. You got Asian Christian apologists talking about they're against the Israelites. Africans, so-called blacks is out there. I mean, of course, the so-called white man is out there. They're all trying to dictate, especially the so-called white man, trying to dictate to us our reality. You saw how many of them heathens came out the woodworks in defiance of the archaeology and the artwork that Putin, quote unquote, revealed, even though he didn't reveal it, it's been known. We've seen it. We've examined it. We've been publishing it in our communities for decades. And it wasn't just Russia, as many of y'all know, about our nobility spanning from Russia to Spain to Portugal to Germany to Poland, Great Britain, the list goes on and on. Norway. I mean, we were all over the place. But they've managed to have a conglomerate of disinformation, iconoclasm, distortions of history, all in the name of saying we need to cut them off from being a people. Let's change their nationality every for the so-called Negroes, man. We all know over the last 50 years, man, our identities have changed at least 5 times. Black, Negro, colored, African-American, Afro-American. What else we got? Negro. We haven't even talked about the bywords and the proverbs yet. You've got Hispanic, Latino, Hispanic not white, Hispanic white. I mean, come on. Aztec, you got what about the Indians? I mean, you got over 300 tribes here. They just narrow them down and just say, oh, they're all indigenous. They're all untamed and savage. So they managed to cut the name of Israel off, and for us to have it no more in our remembrance. That's the last thing a Negro's going to say when you ask them what's their nationality, what's their ethnicity. Immediately, it's I'm black, I'm colored. I mean, even Chris Brown said that he's a Pyro. I mean, that's how ignorant our people are stooped to. Stupid Negro don't even know. Pyro is a street, first of all. Before it was a gang, it was a street. Before it was a conglomerate of gangs that all went under the quote unquote Pyro name, it's a damn street. That's where they got it from. And that stupid ass Negro gonna talk about, I'm not a, what did he say? I forget. Somebody asked him, I can't remember. It was something of the effect of, I don't know. I don't think it was political, but whatever it was, the stupid nigga said, I'm a Pyro. I mean, they've done a masterful job if you want to talk about them erasing the name of Israel from our remembrance. One of the biggest iconic entertainers of our time is dumbed down and coked out of his mind to give an answer like that. You got another one who's facing all kind of charges of sex trafficking, drugged up parties, and everything else. He's changed his name 50 times. Sean Combs, Puffy, Puff Daddy, Love, Mr. Combs. I mean, he's all over the place. It's worked. Continuing. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against us. So they came on one accord, one mission, and that was to cut us off, to be confederate against us, to be our enemies here in this plane known as Earth. Verse 6. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gebal, Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. All right. I mean, we understand that's the conglomerate that came up against us, right? This is what they're reaping. Let's go back over here to Galatians. Shabbat Shalom, Nam Awana fam. Good to see y'all. All praises. All praises. Y'all on. Uziel, Malachi, Shalom to y'all. Come on in. Oops. Make sure your feet get wiped. Y'all know the rules. All right. Let's get back over here. King Azriel, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Jumping back over here, Galatians, right? 6 and 7. Be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. So, getting back to Jeremiah 25 and dropping down to verse 14 again, how does the Most High deal with judgment? He says, for many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of them also. So they serve themselves, they intermingle with each other. They created a quote unquote democracy and a network to make sure all of the money flows within them, all of the policies, governmental policies flows through them. Of course, the so-called white man gets the final say so. They extract all the resources. Nothing is left over for us. Nobody represents the so-called Negro, so-called Hispanic or Native American man when these United Nations meetings are being held. Who represents us? Some fork-tongued diplomat coming from America saying, I represent all of them. They're in our hands. They're in our captivity. We speak for the slaves. You understand? There is no voice for us. So they serve themselves. They don't serve the people. And it says, and I will recompense them according to their deeds. So there you have it. Everything that they've sown, being enemies to the Most High, cutting off the nation of Israel from being a people, all of the rape, murder, the genocide, the biological warfare, the stolen lands, the colonization, tar and feather. I mean, dog shit on us, alligator bait. I mean, everything that they've done, castrating our men, all of the above. All of the above is what they're getting recompensed for, and according to the works of their own hands. That's why when in Revelation 18, the Most High said, "Reward her double, even if she had rewarded thee." Babylon got to come in 2 times, double, based upon the works of their own hands. Add it up. Add it up. I mean, who's got a bigger body count than the so-called white man in America? We looked at the numbers a couple of weeks ago. Americans only have 15 to 17 years apiece. All the rest of 200 and give or take 40 years, they've been at war, living by the sword, cashing it in on blood. Continuing on, it says, "For thus saith Yahweh, power of Israel, unto me, take the wine cup of this fury at my hand and cause all the nations." So when we're talking about world war, when we're talking about judgment of the earth, so forth and so on, all the nations are going to be affected by this. The world will be affected by what happens in the so-called Middle East, what happens over there in the Far East with Japan, North Korea, China, Taiwan, what happens over there in Russia, Ukraine, so forth and so on, right? What happens over here in the West, because America controls all aspects of the West, including what goes on in Europe. All nations are incumbent upon us. It says, "To whom I send thee to drink it." So what are they going to be drinking? The fury of the Lord's hands. That's why there's no escaping, and there's not going to be some last minute peace treaty that gets signed. There's not going to be some little, threats that Slow Biden can make to say, "Look, if you don't do this, I'm going to do." Slow Biden ain't going to do a damn thing. A damn thing. But go get bathed, get wiped after he, soils himself. Does a couple of bumps to the white girl. You dig what I'm saying? Before he comes out and says a speech. That's about all he's doing right now. Outside of pandering the votes and out there selling more lies and politicking his way through life. The Lord has already bent the bow, man. He's already shot the arrow. Where is it going to return back to? We read that in 2 Ezra 16 last week. So let's continue. It says, "Then took I the cup at Yahweh's hand and made all the nations to drink, unto whom Yahweh had sent him, to wit, Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, and the kings thereof, and the princes thereof, to make them a desolation and an astonishment and hissing and a curse, as it is this day." So we've gotten ours. We've drunken plenty from the Lord's cup. Matter of fact, the Most High said even we had double. Isaiah 40. We got ours. It's only fair they get theirs, right? Isaiah 41:2. It says, comfort ye my people, saith Yahweh. And that's one thing that we have to be mindful of as teachers and watchmen of the Lord is remember how we deal with our people, man. Give them a shot. Don't jump down their throats. Don't look to cut. As much as, we're so tempted to go viral because of the ways of the internet and the matrix leaves everybody waiting with bated breath for what are they going to say next? How you're looking for the clickbait titles of the street teaching videos about such and such silly Christian gets his head chopped off and that. Remember what the Most High still told us, though. If you're going to cut, make sure you heal. But if you heal them and you're giving them the kind words of comfort and understanding, and they come rebellious, hard-head, stiff-necked, then that's when you get to Isaiah 33 and where the Most High was it Isaiah, it's like Ezekiel. I think it's in the 3rd chapter where he said that you've got to meet them head to head. They got the hard, stiff neck head, and the Most High said, even though their head's as hard as stone, I'm gonna make your head just as hard as an anvil. Paraphrasing. And he said, you're gonna have to butt heads with them. Some of them you're gonna have to save through the fire. Meaning you're gonna have to burn them, you're gonna have to really tear their butts up through the word. And that's in Jude. But overall, give Israel a shot, give them a chance. Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished. See, we've drunk in the fury of the wrath of the Most High. 2/3 of our people are going to love us so much, man, they can't get away from the bar. The bar of the wrath of the Most High, man. They keep saying, give me another. Give me another. Falling off of their, their drunken stupor. And they just won't stop. That's why the Most High said, man, his people is drunken, but not with wine. Groping around in darkness. Where's that at? In Isaiah 29. Let me get that in a second. But look, it says, but and cry to her that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned, for she have received of the Lord's hand double for all her sins. So see, we got ours double. You understand? But for our people, they love to be getting drunk, man. See this? Isaiah 29:9. It says, stay yourselves and wonder ye, cry out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. For Yahweh hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, hath he covered. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I cannot read the seal. That's when the Most High closed the book of understanding. We had to go over 350 years without the knowledge of self before the seal was broken. But 2/3 of our people are going to say, no, put me back to sleep. Like the rumored death of Michael Jackson. Because of his lifestyle and how he was so all over the place and constantly on the move, on the go, having to be awake, creating and doing shows and being out in the public and everything else, he constantly had insomnia. So he was doing drugs to go to sleep. And that guy, Dr. Randolph, or whatever his name was, got indicted for making him OD on damn near lightweight anesthesia. But that's how our people are, man. 2/3 of our people is caught up with, the damn IVs in their arms of sleep. They ain't gonna want to wake up. That's why the Most High told us in Isaiah 58:1 to cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet. I mean, you have to sound the alarm to wake our people up. You have to, what the military says, shock and awe. That's why sometimes, you gotta wake our people up and you gotta do some things to stun them. You give them comfort at first, man, but if they become hard-headed, man, Most I said, man, show my people their transgressions, man, in the house of Jacob their sins. Cry aloud. But the lazy Negro are gonna be turning off the alarm. Y'all know how that goes. Every time that alarm clock rings, man, that's just the dread that you got to get up and go serve your enemy. I know, Jake, sometimes we play games with the time. Setting your clock ahead, 20 minutes ahead, and damn well you got to get up at 5 in the morning. You say, oh, it's 5:10. It ain't 5:10. Your mind tells you that it's 5:10. I mean, your visual says, oh, it's 5:10. I slept 10 minutes later. Just so that you don't be late and stuff like that. Hitting the alarm clock, going snoozing. No, we can't snooze no more. We got to wake up. Getting back over here to Jeremiah, right? So the Most High said that Israel, we got ours. As it is this day. Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and his servants and his princes and all his people. It's twofold. Ancient Egypt, what they looking like now? Dust bowls right now. You got the fake Egyptians over there, who are the offspring of the Arabs and the so-called white man under the Ottoman Turks. They're over there. But also, we're talking about modern day Pharaoh. Geritol, Job, and all of his constituents, and all those who serve and pledge their allegiances, and the House of the Senate and the Supreme Court and everybody, all the princes, all this people is going to get hit. And all the mingle people, and all the kings of the land of Uz, and all the kings of the land of the Philistines, and Ashkelon, and Azar, and Ekron, and the remnant of Ashdod, Edom, and Moab, and the children of Ammon. Now, I'm about to look at this right here in verse 20. It says the mingle people, right? So, looking at the blue letter, and you see it's the Hebrew word Arab. And it said these are the people who are mixed or interwoven, and we know that there's no such thing as a mixed person, right? But it's talking about the mixture of people, different tribes that dwell in these particular lands, right? So look here, it says Arabia, the mingled people, a mixed multitude, right? Now, if we're looking at all the players in the game, that said the land of Uz, right? As we see here, land of Uz would be south of Syria, in this area right here. To the east would be Iran, right? Below them would be Arabia. So this when you're talking about the mingled people, look at the ancient people who were in these lands. And these are all the players of the game in the spirit of war. What's going on right now? Moab and Ammon. So you got China and Japan is alive and well. Of course, the king of the damn dragon and the heathen, the Edom, they're in the mix. The Sabians of these would be like the Arabs. They're down here. The Ishmaelites, the home of the Ishmaelites. Aram, this is Syria. Right over here would be Iraq. Let's look at a different map. See here, you see. And it says that Arabia. This is the land of all the mingle people. This is why, because we see all these different nations and tribes all dwelling in the same area. Right? You see over here, Iran. That's how you know. When you read about Persia, the Persians and the Medes, you're talking about the modern day Iranians. All right. So, yeah, you see Syria, neighboring to Iraq. Okay. So this is the lands that's all going to be judged. This is what we're seeing immediately right now. Let's revisit real quick 2nd of the 16th. I'm just going to read a little bit of that, and we're going to get right back to it. 16. Now, here you see, woe be unto thee, Babylon. So even if you're looking at an old map, you can see old ancient Babylon would have been down here, right? But really, we're talking about modern Babylon right now. This is what the prophecy is understanding. Talking about America. Asia. So even when you're talking about Asia, as per usual, everything to the east, from Iran all the way over and up, is the east. So you see ancient Near East. You got the Near East, you got the Far East. This is all part of Arabia. Asia. Going further to your right. China, Japan, North and South Korea, Taiwan, Ukraine, Russia, Armenia, all those are considered areas of Asia. Asia Minor, you understand? Literally and figuratively, these are the players in the game. All over the earth, from the West and the country, the North country, being America, in the East, right? You got Egypt, and you got Syria in the so-called Middle East, and you got Egypt representing Africa. So everything is pretty much covered when we're talking about how this destruction is going to be happening and the major players that's going to be inputted in this destruction. Right now, in particular, we're seeing Syria, we're seeing Asia, we're seeing Babylon, all in the mix. All in the mix. Okay. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair, bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you. Who may turn it back? There's no turning back on this. So prepare, as they say. Job 38. Shalaki. Not Job 38. What was I trying to go to? Second Ezra. Stay in second Ezra. Let's go to 9. So what we're going to see here is one of the things that the Lord told us to watch for. This is a powerful chapter, and that's why we read it a lot. You know, repetition is the best way that you're going to remember your precepts, remember the understandings that come behind it. Take your notes, make sure you're going back over them, because the more you go over them, the more you're going to be able to see these scriptures coming to pass and playing out right in front of you like a movie. And then it resonates even more, and then even more the fear of the Most High comes on you. You're like, oh snap, I'm reading this, I've read it, I remember, I see it. It's going down. Verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So what are we ultimately talking about? Is the Most High visiting the earth, second coming of Mashiach Yahushua to deliver the children of Israel in the glory that's deserving of him, and for those of the elect that receive the kingdom of heaven. Verse 3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So we're talking about prophecy. Earthquakes, uproars of the people, that goes without saying. We don't even have to elaborate on them things. Stevie Wonder could see it. Ray Charles just reached out of the grave and said, I see it too. All right? Everybody should be able to see that, unless your eyes is closed because you drank too much lean. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, that's the only way. Let's drop down. And I want to get right to verse 20. It says, so I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it. So when we're talking about these particular devices, I mean, what are we talking about? Nuclear war, warheads and bombs, drones, surveillance equipment, drugs, paraphernalia. I mean, these are all things that we're understanding. These are all devices that were sent into the world. AI, deep fakes. These are all things that the Most High is saying. These devices come in the world and they're causing peril, despair, desperation, anxiety, depression. Didn't we read about that last week? You said, why are so many Americans depressed? Over 70% of Americans are on some sort of prescription drug. They're running around like chickens with their heads cut off, talking about a mental health crisis. The perils is here. And we're seeing many of these devices that came in and caused a lot of problems. But that's why the Most High said that he's going to render their recompense based upon their own works. So everything that they've created, everything that they've made to control and to seduce and to destroy, the Most High said, I'm using all of them things against you. I don't know how it's going to get done. That's how it's going to get done. Now let's get to this. Let's get to some of these articles. Let's get to some of these articles. All right. So look at this here. Caught slow Biden, Geritol Joe in another lie. Watch this. Biden turns on Netanyahu. Turns on him, right? That didn't he say last week? We ain't gonna be able to help you no more. And then what? He doubled back and said, "Oh, well, we're gonna sell you $18 billion worth of F-16s, and we got more a budget for more ammo on the way, more bombs is on the way. Don't trip." After he publicly went out there talking about how sad he was about the kitchen aid workers that got killed in the convoy by indiscriminate bombing by the GMO smallheads. Now he's double backing again. Fork tongue, lying heathen. Look at it. Biden turns on Netanyahu, declares Israel Gaza policy a mistake, calls for an immediate ceasefire, and says there is no excuse not to allow more aid, and strongest condemnation yet. So here he is bumping his lips, them two little slits in his face that they call lips. He's talking about there's no excuse, and oh, the Gaza policy is a mistake. Well, 4 months ago, they could do no wrong. You were standing in solidarity with Israel. They had the right to defend themselves. Everything was great. I mean, if this dude isn't a damn politician, the epitome of a politician, disgusting. I mean, he's worse. There are better actors on TV when you watch these political movies like House of Cards and all them other movies. What was the name of the other one with the newspapers controlling the politics and all of that? Secession on HBO or Max, whatever they're calling it now. Joe Biden is a worse actor than them, man. Because he needs votes, he understands that he's losing many of the quote-unquote minority vote because of this war that's going on. The Palestinians is running wild throughout the earth. They're persuading, and they got Negroes over here standing arm in arm with them, talking about free Palestine. Hispanics is talking about it. You even got some GMO small hats over here condemning their own people. They have trying to think of a way. They had the interesting. I even seen some videos, man, of the GMO small hat rabbis getting beat upside the head by police over there because they was condemning the attack. So slow Biden is pandering to them. It says with global outrage over the toll inflicted by the 6-month-old war growing, Biden slammed Israeli. I said 4 months, 6 months. Time is flying. Good Lord. Half a year is taking place since that October 7th. Interesting. But Yahweh said the time's going to be cut short, man. We're seeing time flying like that. We're already in April. 2 more months, we're going to be in June. Half of 2024 is going to be over with. Hold on to your hats and your seat belts. The ride is about to get way more interesting. Continuing on, it says, with global outrage over the toll inflicted by the 6-month-old war growing, Biden slammed Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's handling of the conflict and reiterated the need for a ceasefire. Clearly, his voice is flapping off into the wind, and ain't nobody listening to him because they ain't started no ceasefire. There ain't no talks going on. The closest that they did is they removed some of the IDF troops out of Rafah. But other than that, everything's still cracking. Especially after slow Biden just said, I'm going to sell you the F-16 just for $18 billion. And I got more bombs coming your way. Where and why should they be talking about a ceasefire when they're saying, you're giving us money, you're giving us bombs, you just sold us some planes. Do you really want us to stop? Hell no, they don't. Because they know war generates that money, baby. That's going to get them damn printing presses going up. Because as we see now, what's going on with the economy, they need something to get this thing stimulated back. Last time they utilized the Wuhan thing, you know what I'm talking about. That slowed everything down. They got to printing up more money. Niggas was running out here with stimulus pockets and and EDD checks coming in the mail every other week, living it up. And then when that thing slowed down, boom, here comes the Russia-Ukraine war. Hundreds of billions getting printed up, new budgets is getting turned out every 6 months. They just got through having a fight and claw to get some more money flowing out. That's how they do it. But watch this. Now look, Slow Biden tells Iran, don't attack Israel with Middle East on knife edge as Tehran's closes airspace for military drills, and Washington warns missile barrage could be imminent. President tells Ayatollah U.S. support for Israel is ironclad. Oh, hold on. Didn't they just say he turned on Netanyahu? He wasn't with it. Didn't they say last week we're going to have to withdraw help? We can't help you anymore. Now he's double back and saying, "Oh, I lied." Our relationship is better than ever. It's ironclad. Ironclad, huh? What's the most I talk about the iron when it come out the mouth of a damn wicked individual, a fork-tongued preacher like Geritol Joe? Sirach 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Their relationship is ironclad. That's why Iran and the rest of the heathen nations are saying, we can't trust these. We can't trust the white man. He's a damn devil. We sit back and saying, we told you. We already know. Their relationship is ironclad. He's telling the world, this week I'm condemning the attacks. Oh, I regret the Israeli policy and blah, 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 and innocent people are dying, and this is a tragedy, and I'm calling for a ceasefire immediately. And behind closed doors, you're saying, so let's negotiate that deal on the F-16s, man. Well, I'm going to send you my, okay, can you do 18? 17? No, I need 18. I need 18. Okay, we can do 18. Cool. Matter of fact, I'm going to throw in some more bombs. I got a budget for you lined up for some more bombs and some more ammo. It's all good. Yeah, don't worry about it. We got the troops on deck. And that's what's going on behind closed doors between the Israelis and American slow ball. Like if it's iron rust, is like if you leave some iron out in the sun and wet, it's going to rust. It's guaranteed. His wickedness is guaranteed. Just as much as iron has the ability to rust, his wickedness is always there. That's why you can never let your guard down. That's why you always got to sleep with one eye open. That's why you can't trust him at his word. I mean, the scriptures even tell you if he speaketh fair, don't believe him. The 7 abominations in his heart. Even if he does tell some truth, he's got 7 lies. I mean, yeah, he's going to tell some truth. Gotta admit it. He will say some truth. Isaiah 64 says his own tongue is going to fall upon him. So he's going to admit some things that are true. A lot of the information, a lot of the truth that we get, be it from history books, be it from archaeological findings, be it from the cartographers and the maps that get made, they're doing this stuff. They're putting out this information. It's up for us to go out there and research and get it. That's why the Most High said that it's the glory of the Most High to conceal a thing, but it's the honor of kings to search out a matter. He said, man, I'm gonna make the so-called white man help you. He's going to do some fair things, but at the same time, it's going to hurt him so much that he's going to create 7 lies to cover it up. See, look at it, Jeremiah 15:11. It says, the Most High have said, verily it shall be well with thy remnant. Verily, I will cause the enemy to entreat thee well in the time of evil and in the time of affliction. See, that's why you cannot let your guard down just because a white man pulled over and help you change your car, change your tire, sister. Tell them thanks, and you got to get it. You got to get on moving. You don't want to. You don't need his name. You don't need his phone number. You don't need him to follow you home to make sure you get home all right. A silly woman does that. Yeah. Thanks for helping. Oh my. Yeah. You know you got this donut tire, and that's not safe. I think it's best if I follow you home to make sure that you get home safe. Would that be? Oh, that's so nice of you. Oh, and in your mind, you thinking, them damn Israelites talking about white man, and this white man came out went all out this way to change my tire and follow me home. Follow you home, and then next thing you know, 3 days later, he's knocking on your door, and you saying, "What are you doing here?" And he busts in and rapes you, or even kills you. Hey, he did one good thing, but guess what? There's 7 abominations in his heart. That's just an example. But the Most High says, well, look, he's going to make them do well to us in the times of evil and in the times of our affliction. When you go to a restaurant and mess up your order, and Karen is taking your order, and something got messed up, and she says, "Here, I'm going to take that off your bill. Don't worry." The manager said the meal is on him. See, that was a good white woman, man. Them Negroes over there talking about it. No, that's the Lord. We're trying to make it seem like there's a escape route for them to escape the judgment or whatever. You go, no. Let's just realize what the Most High said. He's going to do it. All right. So even when you're hearing Slow Biden talking about, oh, we're ironclad, well, you're just acknowledging your wickedness. Clearly, he just got busted in more lies. Reading on it says, though he humble himself and go crouching, you see him walking around eating ice cream and falling down the stairs and falling off of bikes and making everybody feel bad for him if they ain't laughing at him. Getting lost on stage, fumbling words, can't remember who's in the crowd, who's not in the crowd. Oh, I just feel so bad, but he's just a poor old man. Man, that dude is being controlled by some of the most wickedest individuals on earth, and he is in coercion with their evils, and complicit to anything that's wrong. He's gonna humble himself, go crouching, because he needs them votes. Yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. It's going to be clear as day. Wipe that way, and you look and you say, man, I can see right through this cat, man. Look, his wickedness ain't gone away, man. You think because Slow Biden, man, sat down with the brother and his 2 sons and had fried chicken, treated him to fried chicken, that he's a good old Slow Biden is back. The next 4 years, he's really going to make him, not American great. What was his slogan? Oh, Build Back Better. Yeah, you think he's so concerned about your student loans and we're gonna get this inflation under wraps, and yeah, I'm gonna get the border back under control. And I mean, come on. Verse 12 will let you know, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, because his ultimate goal is, I'm going to take advantage, I'm gonna overthrow, I'm gonna take advantage, I'm gonna use white privilege, I'm gonna let you get caught and get busted doing the same dirt that he's doing and get a lighter sentence. Don't do nothing with him. Lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand. So who's standing up in our place right now? Who's proclaiming themselves to be us? Who's proclaiming them to be our savior? I just watched some of the I don't know if anybody's seen the Testament on Netflix. They're doing a story of Moses. Shockingly, they have Jethro and his daughters being Jakes. But the rest of the movie, of course, there ain't another blackface in sight outside of Jethro and his peoples that I've seen. I only watched the first episode. I ain't watched the rest. The Egyptians looking like, transformers, eyeliner and the whole nine. But I mean, that's how they was getting down back then. But of course, they looking like Edomites. I mean, should I have been surprised? What was going on? But you see what happens. We get overthrown. He stands up in our place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at thy last remember and be pricked therewith. So every time when we realize and we come to the understanding about who we are, and we see the histories and we see all the atrocities and we see everything that he's done to us, look what happens. We get pricked by it. That damn devil, that white man's wicked. That man's wicked. That man's a snake. We get pricked by it. Well, the Most High said he's going to make us jealous with the no people. It's what we get, But let's get back over here. So Slow Biden caught another lie. He says that their relationship with Israel is ironclad, as he's threatening Iran, don't attack Israel. Right? So the Iranians got any reason to respect what the Iranians are saying? I mean, that America's saying, Slow Biden is saying. He just clearly said their relationship is ironclad. So anything he says from here on out, y'all just watch. If he comes out, I'm condemning Israel and their attacks. I'm condemning what they're going to. He's lying. He's already said, ironclad, we're locked in. We're moving in lockstep together. I got their back all the way to the end. In the crosshairs, Israel preparing to strike Iranian nuclear facilities amid tense wait for a revenge attack and soaring World War III fears. So, Israel is trying to step up the game. They're looking to continue on with more strikes. Israel is preparing to strike Iranian nuclear plants if faced with a revenge attack for the death of a top Iranian commander last week. Netanyahu's war cabinet has been locked in crunch meetings over fears that Iran will launch an assault as Middle East tensions threaten to boil over into an all-out war. So let's keep an eye on that, because they're saying they're going to strike first. They already know that the threat is already there for Iran to do something. Now, whether or not they sit back and wait to get bombed, they're saying, well, we'll just go ahead and hit their nuclear facilities. We didn't give them a chance. That's going to really incite World War III. Because then that means you will hit Iran twice and they ain't got no get back. You don't think Iran's going to get to it? We'll see. U.S. dispatches top general in charge of the Middle East to F-15 base in Israel as it faces an imminent strike from Iran. So now the U.S. being ironclad in their relationship with Israel, now they sent their top general over there to start strategizing and preparing for war as well. So America now has been drug in to war preparations. So the closer we're getting to this World War III situation. Okay. U.S. Embassy locked down diplomats in Israel as officials fear Iranian attack with 100 drones and dozens of missiles, and White House warns threat is real, credible, and viable. See, what was it, last week? And I've made mention of it a number of different times. We know that Iran has been blessed with the bow. That's one of their weapons of choice in ancient times. The modern day bow right now is a missile. So they utilize these drones. The technology and the capabilities of their drones is second to none. Even Russia gets their drones from Iran. I'm going to show you all a clip real quick. I'm going to use this under fair use. Fair use. I'm going to give a little commentary on this this YouTube news show called Redacted. And every so often it comes on my timeline, and I've seen this this headline, and I've seen this Edomite before, Scott Ritter. He's an ex-U.S. weapons inspector, and he's done military tours, and I believe in Saudi Arabia when they had the Gulf War and all these other things. So he's like the resident expert when it comes down to war tactics and everything else. So he's giving his interview regarding what the future lies in these next 48 hours when it comes down to the war. Now, mind you, and I've used the example about the 300 and the raining of arrows. scene in that movie, right? And I seen somebody else on YouTube play a clip of a movie. He didn't get flagged, so I'm tempted to do it, but his channel ain't my channel or our channel, so I don't think he got the same type of watchdogs going on. But check this out.
Towards war with Iran. What is your assessment of this?
Well, we could be. I mean, Israel, let's put this in perspective. Israel launched a unprovoked act of aggression against sovereign Iranian territory when it attacked the Iranian consulate in Damascus, Syria. And the Iranians had long told the Israelis that an attack against Iranian territory by Israel would prompt an attack by Iran against Israel. So there's going to be a retaliation. This is 100% certain. The question is, will this retaliation then escalate to general war? We know the United States doesn't want to fight a general war with Iran.
So he's saying it's not a matter of if, it is guaranteed based upon his experiences and his intel with the Iranian governments and their history with war. If they get struck, they're going to strike back. The question is their imminent strike going to be enough to provoke all-out war to get Israel all flustered and jacked up, and to where the ironclad relationship with America forces them to get involved? So it all depends on where they go with it. They could do some little minor bombing and it ain't really rattling too much, does some damage, couple people die, and they say, okay, tit for tat, we're going to leave it at that. But the way the GMO small hatch is moving right now, they're turning up on everything and anything. Let's go.
The reason why the Obama administration signed off on the Iran nuclear deal in 2015 is that the only option we had, if we didn't capitulate on our terms regarding Iran's nuclear program, was a war that we could not win. Every president since Obama has recognized that we cannot win a war against Iran. Donald Trump learned that lesson.
Oh, did you hear that? They said every president since Obama knows they can't win a war against Iran. Now, why is that important? Because guess what? Hold on. The Most High already acknowledges that all the nations is going to rise up against America. Let me get right to the point. Jeremiah 50. And I'm trying to get right to the point. And let's see. Shadaki. I want to get you can get right to verse 13 and 14, just to get right to the point. It says, because of the wrath of Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Speaking about America, modern day Babylon. Ancient Babylon is not desolate. It still has people inhabiting it right now. It wasn't completely destroyed when it was taken down by the Persians and the Medes. So it ain't talking about it being wholly desolate. Ancient is talking about the future Babylon, because even when we read further down to verse 33, it says this same Babylon is where Israel and Judah were beheld in captivity together. We weren't together in the Babylonian captivity. 586 BC, it was only the southern kingdom, the children of Judah. Judah, Benjamin, and vast portions of Levi were taken into captivity. So it's talking about ancient, right? It says, because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished. Why are they going to be astonished? Because everybody thought and believed that America was unstoppable, undefeatable. Nobody's going to come up against the great horde. And they're going to hiss at all our plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, and all ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yahweh. So all the nations are going to come and they're going to be hitting them up heavy, right? This is why they're saying America knows they can't get into a war with Iran because who's got Iran's back? China, Russia, two of the biggest main players in the game when it comes down to nuclear warfare. Russia has the most nukes. Second is America. Third is China. Iran can make a nuke in a week. All they need to do is get them sanctions up off of them so that they can get to what they need to get to. Right? Now, continuing on.
When he was talking about carrying out retaliatory actions on Iranian soil, he was told by the Pentagon that the escalation that would occur after such a strike would lead to a general war that would see American resources in the Middle East destroyed and America unable to respond effectively for many months. And even then, victory could not be assured. So I think the United States right now is telling Israel, we will not be part of your war with Iran. You started this. You need to pay the price.
Now, you know, he's saying, that's what he's saying, that America is saying to them in the spirit, hoping that Israel will back down. But we just seen Joe Biden said their relationship is ironclad and they're going to ride with them.
Iran will retaliate. And I believe the United States will then put pressure on Israel to limit what they do next. If Israel wants a general war with Iran, the danger is such. Israel will lose. Israel knows it will lose because Israel has war gamed this the past 2 years together with the United States, and it doesn't turn out well for Israel.
So they run war games, simulations, and the whole nine, and they can't come out on top. That's why they need America's assistance.
Which means Israel could be facing an existential crisis, which means the Samson option kicks in, which means Israel will use nuclear weapons. And that's the danger we're in right now. Israel got themselves involved in something that could escalate to where Israel faces the real threat of physical destruction and therefore will use nuclear weapons. And the United States is scared to death about this.
Would you take a Tesla Powerwall and brand
Let me get past this real quick.
new solar panels at no cost? If so, then you need.
I mean, I just got chills. I mean, it's absolutely terrifying because
This next part, this is really what I want to hear him say. What's the
biggest concern? Yes, is nuclear war, but it's also Americans that are in these bases all throughout the region right now, and basically sitting guinea pigs, like sitting ducks, waiting for this to happen. And the Biden administration has acknowledged this. I mean, months ago, we know the Biden administration is not going to be involved in a war. I think
but under Donald Trump and now under Joe Biden, it's clear these forces have no meaningful purpose. There's no real mission. The countering ISIS mission has long been over. The presence in Syria is about harassing Bashar al-Assad. The presence in Iraq is about harassing Iran. Neither one of these further legitimate American national security objectives. And so, yes, we are sitting ducks. The good news is Iran is not going to start out by striking American forces because Iran doesn't want a war with the United States either. The bad news is if Israel retaliates against Iran, then American forces will be struck. The Fifth Fleet can go on 100% alert, but it'll be 100% destroyed. People only need to reflect on the accuracy of the Iranian missiles fired at the Al-Assad Air Base in 2020 in retaliation for the assassination of Qasem Soleimani.
Did you hear what he said? All you got to do is reflect on the accuracy of the Iranian bombs that they did in 2020 when they retaliated after Trump killed that guy Al-Assad. So getting back to my point and what the scriptures is acknowledging with their weaponry, their specialty, bombs, drones, missiles, so forth and so on, he's only co-signing what was already understood. He says that they have pinpoint accuracy and there's no defense system in the world that can stop them.
know that the Iranians have the capacity to hit any target they want to, and those weren't even the best missiles Iran has. And there's nothing in the Israeli arsenal or the American arsenal that can shoot these missiles down. So Israel's.
Did you hear that? That's why they got those sanctions, the nuclear sanctions on Iran, restricting them from making nuclear bombs, because they know if they get a hold of them, it's a wrap.
A sitting duck. The United States is a sitting duck. And Israel needs to be careful. There's a lot of talk right now in the Netanyahu government that if Iran strikes Israel, that Israel will strike Iranian nuclear targets in an effort to finish this chapter. First of all, the Iranian nuclear targets are dug in, well protected. Israel will not destroy them. But you know what's not well protected? Dimona.
Did you hear that? He said, you know what's not protected is Dimona. Now, you know that there's an encampment of Israelites that live in Dimona. Let me let him play it again.
Targets are dug in, well protected. Israel will not destroy them. But you know what's not well protected? Dimona. And if Israel strikes Iranian nuclear targets, it's a 100% guarantee that Dimona will be destroyed. And that could lead to a nuclear catastrophe in its own right. Dimona being the home of Israel's nuclear weapons program, the breeder reactor that produces the fissile material for Israel's nuclear weapons.
Wow. When I heard that, I said, I wonder if they strategically allowed them Jakes to go live in Dimona in particular, because that's where the brainchild of all that nuclear weaponry gets produced and made, and the whole nine, right? So they know that if the first thing that gets hit is to try to, debilitate their nuclear capabilities, place them black Jews over there, man. Let them go out first. Let me play that back one more time for fair use and commentary and teaching.
In its own right, Dimona being the home of Israel's nuclear weapons program, the breeder reactor that produces the fissile material for Israel's nuclear weapons.
So they know what they're doing when they strategically told them brothers and sisters over there, man, y'all can stay down there and you can be part of you. And they do have to enlist in the military. That's part of them gaining their citizenship, right? But see, Esau just got to say that's where all the nuclear power is coming from, and the reactors and everything. So anytime that the wars go on, they always go after where the reactors are, so they can cut off future means of them gaining power, getting more nukes up off the ground, creating any more. They're gonna mess around. If they get hit, man, all them Jakes down there in Dimona, man, is gonna get smoked, according to him, unless the grace and mercy of the Lord, preserves them. But from my understanding, a lot of them people over there, man, they don't even believe in Yahweh. They're OT only. So all of this is gonna be interesting. All of this is gonna be interesting. Yeah, kind of Namoa. They definitely did make a conscious decision to go over there. They're doing their thing over there, but little do they know, they're in the crosshairs of Iran if things escalate to a point of world war. So we gotta keep an eye on that one. But for time's sake, let's move on. So remember, he said they got pinpoint accuracy. They can't be. America don't have the technology to stop them. They already experienced getting hit at one point in time back in 2020 in a retaliatory strike. They've got hundreds and dozens of missiles and drones already lined up, ready to roll. They're waiting. Could be today, tonight, tomorrow, could be Sunday, who knows? They say 48 hours. Time will tell when and if they do it. But we know that there's always a lot of saber rattling from these heathens too. They love to talk ish to the so-called white men. They love talking back, but they don't ever do nothing. You understand what I'm saying? How many times has North Korea jumped out and said some wild stuff about what they're gonna do to America? Ain't did nothing. China come out and say something, they ain't did nothing. The Arabs always saying something, they don't never do nothing. The Most High is gonna put the spirit on them though to really go for broke, just like we read in Jeremiah 50. Sooner or later, the veil of protection and the preservation of this place is going to be removed, and all hell is going to break loose. And it's very possible that it could be going down at any moment based upon their relationship with the Israelis. All right. So let's continue. U.S. restricts employees' travel as Iran vows revenge on Israel. So the U.S. is telling people, you can't fly to Iran. You stay out of there. They're on high alert right now. All right. So Second Ezra 15 about a man desiring to go to the city not be able. Hello? Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Second Ezra 15:17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Well, we know pride goes before destruction. So what are we talking about? Imminent destruction. The pride of the nations has risen up. The embassy that got hit in Damascus, the pride made the pride of the Iranians rise up and say, we can't let you get away with that. The pride of the GMO small-head Israelis is running around with curious circumstances on how that whole quote-unquote terrorist attack happened on October 7th, when it was supposed to be their last day of tabernacles, a Sabbath. They were supposed to be in the damn house or convening under the rules of the Shabbat, but they're out at a festival. Police take 2 hours. There's a 2-hour delay before they come in and save anybody, and all hell done broke loose. Hostages taken. They throw out all kind of scenarios about people getting, the rapes and everything else. And then they just let them go wild. Bomb destroyed Maine, from hospitals to refugee encampments to you name it. Innocent people getting killed, women and children. I see, brothers are talking about the Americans that got bombed. Yeah, we just talked about that, about the KitchenAid. 7 people got killed. A couple of them was Americans. Indiscriminate bombings. They're doing all kind of madness over there. Talking about they're trying to live by the Old Testament, saying that they're going to wipe out the whole seed of Amalek. They're calling them Amalek. They're calling the Palestinians Amalek. I mean, how ridiculous. See, talking about they were the ones that's, always after Israel. I mean, first of all, those people over there, those are implants, man. They ain't even supposed to be over there. Zephaniah 2. And let me read 4 and 5. And it should tell you, man, the Philistines, that was their land as a portion of Canaan, the sea coast, Gaza. See, Zephaniah 2, 4 and 5 says, for Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ascalon a desolation. They shall drive out Ashdod at noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up. Woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast, the nation of the Cherethites. The word of Yahweh is against you, O Canaan, the land of the Philistines. So whose land was Gaza? The Philistines. I will even destroy thee, that there shall be no inhabitant. So what happened? They got drove out, and guess who creeps on in there? Ishmael and Amalek. Right? And they're claiming that that's their land. They ain't even the rightful owners of the land. It's really all ours. But even by default, before we took it from the Canaanites, they had it. So travel is being restricted. A man desiring to go into a city not being able. That's being fulfilled, right? Look at this. Russia sent a warning that nuclear war is now inevitable, with millions at risk. Now, even Russian officials are jumping out the window saying this now. Look at this. Russians have been chillingly told that nuclear war is now unavoidable and millions are set to perish. Well, haven't we been seeing them? I showed y'all articles and videos last year about them as part of their school curriculum now is nuclear preparedness. They've got gas masks in the school, bug out bags, the whole nine. But over here in America, what are they doing? They're too busy talking about gender neutral bathrooms and letting men play women's sports and vice versa, and too busy covering up, trying to coerce and tell the kids that they need to go get put on gender bending drugs and hormone controlling drugs. That's what they're doing over here. Still teaching that Christopher Columbus discovered America, talking about the Indians and the Puritans had a Thanksgiving meal together, calling slaves what are they calling them now? They're calling them they're not calling them slaves no more. They're calling them migrants, I believe. When my kids was in middle school, they changed. When my kids told me, they said, "God damn, look at it. They're not even calling black slaves no more. They're calling them migrants." Well, interestingly enough, what are they calling the people over here now that's crossing over the border? Migrants. What are they going to be used for? More slave labor to continue building up Babylon, aka ancient Egypt, aka Sodom. Nothing new under the sun. Let's continue. Experts stated that nuclear conflict is certain, with Vladimir Putin poised to annihilate 250 million Europeans. This horrifying assertion was made by a professor on the state-controlled Russia One TV channel, alarming Russian viewers. Dmitry Esteev, a Russian political analyst, declared on the broadcast that Putin's deployment of nuclear arms against Europe is an inescapable reality. Well, even though he's a political analyst and he's speaking this on TV, Russia has moved their nuclear arms down into not Donetsk. What's the name of that place? Belarus. They moved their nukes down there. They've been moving them closer to the borders. That's why Poland has been reacting, and they like, hold on, they might strike. That's why NATO has been moving closer in towards them. That's why NATO is even talking about, oh, we might have to make Ukraine an immediate fast track member of NATO so that we can defend and bomb. That's why America has said, okay, we're going to allow the F-16s now to be equipped with nukes. He's not far off. These damn Russian names. Ivestifeev, in a stark message to Europeans, blamed them for ruining their own future by choosing inept politicians, asserting they had effed up the present and, quote, chosen these morons to lead you. He alleged that Russia's plan is to, quote, change the future of Europe, which he ominously defined as, quote, 200 million to 250 million dead or maimed Europeans. I mean, and that's easy work. That's just off of the Satan 2 bomb. Then they got the Moab bomb, mother of all bombs. Interestingly enough, they're using biblical names for these bombs. Satan is in the Bible. Moab is in the Bible. You dig what I'm saying? Let's move on. Russia will have 10 times more ammunition than Ukraine in weeks if Congress, look at it, if Congress doesn't approve 60 billion, more money. Y'all remember that old what was it? In Living Color? Where the two Jakes was always hustling and they was always talking about more money, more money, more money on their little skits. That's why George Bush told the Argentinian president in that movie, south of the border, war generates money. You need to get your economy back on track, go to war. That's why I would not be surprised if there is some sort of war that jumps off, because they need a way to start saving this economy. The way that the precious metals is going up is only more indicative of how bad the dollar is doing. The way that the flirtation of war is going on and how the metals are reacting and the energy crisis now, you notice gas is going back up. Remember back when the time when Ukraine and Russia first was getting down 2 years ago? California, we had gas anywhere from $7 to $9, depending on what city and county you was in. And Slow Biden was walking around, stumbling, getting on the plane, and well, what are you doing about the gas prices? And he said, and then ran his narrow ass onto the damn plane. So notice when war kicks off, that gas is going right up, and we see gas prices is going up. So should we be surprised if another major war jumps off? We see all the ingredients is in the pot right now. The heat is on. It's starting to cook. It's actually starting to bubble. It's only a matter of time when it bubbles over. America needs a war. America needs to try to save this economy before it all goes to hell in the handbasket. They've got civil war on deck. Brothers just told me the movie Civil War just came out. I mean, everything, all the ingredients is in the pot. Most High is stirring it, tasting it. Needs a little more salt. A little more salt. Stir it up. Turn the heat up a little bit more until that might go. Bloop. And before you know it, man, things is lit. All right, so let's continue. So look, they're trying to get $60 more billion over to Ukraine. And they were just talking about this cat, man. Zelensky just bought like a damn $20 million mansion. Where is that at? Hold on. Let me close some of these tabs. Because we done with those. Yeah, I'm done with you too, Scott Ritter. Hold on. Yeah, look at it. Zelensky buys a mansion. See, look at it. They always got the damn fact checks. You know, these fact checkers, man. Bill Gates owns a lot of these companies, man. I think it's Snopes. They get the damn Mockingbird media. I'm gonna just get right to the world. Let me see what their judgment is. They sure are doing a whole. See, all the way down here to say that it's false. He didn't buy it. Although Zelensky and his business partners had several offshore companies and properties, according to financial documents 2021, none of these assets are in Florida, and the Florida home that purportedly belongs to him actually belongs to a couple who bought the property more than 4 years ago. So they're saying that maybe this one in Florida isn't the one. He didn't buy this one, but he's got multiple properties all over the place. And some of this money is untraceable. So who knows? Who knows? But it's interesting. As soon as you put it in there, the fact check is the only thing that pops up. No other articles about him buying this multi-million-dollar thing. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. By all accounts, they're saying he didn't. But for one thing for sure, two things for certain, he's definitely been spoiled with hundreds of billions of dollars being sent over there. And nobody's getting nothing about it. So now they say give 60 more billion. When we pretty much have seen article after article, video after video, that war is finished. Ukraine has took an L. They're just propping it up like a damn mannequin. Keeps falling down. They keep putting it back up, putting clothes back on and making it seem like it's real. It's over with. But they're trying to funnel some more money. Let's continue. NATO just scrambled after Russia launches a devastating aerial attack on Ukraine. So now NATO is already jumping the gun, getting ready to get in there and jump to the defense of Ukraine. So as soon as they get involved, well, we just read 2 weeks ago, they said that Russia and NATO are now in direct conflict. So, I mean, literally, we're already in the midst of World War III by multiple means and proxies. All right, let's continue. Look, Project Casper, inside a secret nuke bunker built under a Lux hotel to house entire U.S. Congress with 1,000 beds, cafe, and its own crematorium. So this is what the scriptures is talking about in Revelation. What's that in Revelation? Is it 9? It might be 6. See this 6? 15. It says, and the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of these mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. See, they're thinking these bunkers and these hideaways in the caves and in the clefts of the rocks is going to preserve them. Look, they already got the fallout bunkers already prepared. It says for all the Congress, so they can try to maintain their democracy and maintain their governmental structure. We're going to save everybody in Congress. Well, guess what? They're still going to need some cooks, some people to clean. So, of course, you're going to have some of the poor that's going to get up in there, the servants of the White House and all of that. So the entire year, it's got 1,000 beds, a cafe, its own crematorium. They got, look at it, trash incinerator that doubles as a crematorium. Somebody dies, they're going to cremate you. No more honorable burials because you can't get up above no more. 25-ton blast door, 1,000 bunk beds. They've got examination rooms and dental offices, a 400-seat cafeteria, movie theaters. I mean, they got it all. Esau is so funny, man. That dude. This is how we know. 49:11 of Psalms. It says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. See, when they're making these so-called blast-proof or nuke-proof bunkers, they're thinking, oh, well, we're going to continue on. We can't be stopped. And they're dwelling places to all generations. They're going to think when the heat dies down, we've got 25 years worth of storable food. We've got DVDs and CDs, just in case, our electricity, we can't stream our favorite shows no more. We still got access to old shows. We'll just wait it out. We got a comfortable bed. We got doctors and nurses down here. We've got all the luxuries that we would have on top. We'll wait it out some generations, and then we'll rise back. They call their lands after their own name. So we know from all of the different names throughout the earth, they always are planting their names on things, showing their domination and colonization of the earth. All right. Getting back over here. So this is just the foolishness that they got going on. But even Putin says he can take them down. Watch this. I'm not playing this whole thing, but under fair use, give a little commentary on this. They're talking about Russia's new super bomb.
A few weeks ago, we told you about how Russia has a new super bomb in its arsenal, the FAB 1500, a bomb so powerful it helped the Russian troops capture Ukraine's last stronghold, Avdiivka. Well, today, I'm about to tell you about another new bomb that will make the FAB 1500 look like nothing. Russia has started mass producing FAB 3000, a super bomb that is sure to make the Russian military an even more formidable force. Now, just to give you an idea, while the FAB 1500, weighing 1500 kgs, carries nearly 700 kgs of explosives, the new FAB 3000 bomb weighs 3000 kgs. Now, the question is, why does Russia, an already powerful military, need such a big bomb? And what strategic importance does it hold for the Russian army?
See, this is what we were just talking about earlier with the devices that's causing peril in the earth. If the Satan II wasn't big enough and bad enough, now he's making FAB 3000 super bomb that dwarfs the Satan II mission. This one they're saying is not bunker proof. It'll blast a bunker. It's going to do it all. And they're mass producing these things. That's Esau living by the sword, right? I thought I had an article that spoke about that, but maybe I just put the video in here. But anyway, that the super bomb, they said that it will blast through these bunkers. So Esau is going to, that's why the Most High said he's going to judge them. They're going to have recompense based upon the works of their own hands. So as much as they're sitting back digging in bunkers and saying this is going to save us, he's causing the spirit to come on them again to make something that's going to destroy them in that fashion. There is not going to be any excuse. There's not going to be no escape for them, right? At all. I was going to hit the Isaiah too, but that's okay. I got too many articles to go back to. We'll just get right to it. So when we see him, when the Most High saying he's going to have them be recompensed by their own hands, man, you see him even in this picture, utilizing his hands. They're going to destroy themselves. Right before, as they're going to war and exemplifying destruction on the earth, mainly America getting hit and destroyed, and then World War III, the Valley of Jehoshaphat, the Middle East gets turned up into another flaming war of destruction. Chariots of the Lord comes down, saves the elect, destroys the nations, puts them in subjection. The elect is placed back in the land. The heathen are in their lands after they build up our kingdom, 1,000 years. I mean, that's how it's going down. Let's continue on. Here's another thing, right? We've been looking at and seeing the big brother mentality, all of the infringements upon speech, basically covering how the prophecy of Isaiah 8 and 11 about the famine of the word is going to be happening, and in 2nd Ezra, the 5th chapter, how there's going to be, the word is going to be basically going to be restricted and disappear. Canada, we've seen them moving hard towards restricting speech, jailing, and even giving life sentences for speech, quote unquote hate speech. We're seeing all of the censorship, all of the social media platforms are adopting all of the same community guidelines and things of that nature, consolidating into one frame so that once they start laying the law down, everything is affected. Now here they're talking about the FISA law. This basically is dealing with warrantless surveillance and privacy being restricted. And this all goes back to the Patriot Act from 9/11. When the quote unquote towers got hit and that terrorist attack hit, and those stinking Arabs was trying to ruin our way of life here in America, and they want to kill us all and take away our freedoms. You remember all them lines that was running by everybody? George Bush went out there and said, if you're not with us, you're with the terrorists. And then 2 months later, he was having dinner with the head of Al-Qaeda. If you're not with us, you're with the terrorists. Remember that? And then he goes and has dinner with the terrorists 2 months later. I showed y'all the article. And I'm sure y'all seen him say that. That's why we know the white man speaking fork tongue, man. And he's a liar and a devil. So through the Patriot Act, FISA comes into play, and it's a spying. It basically gives the government warrantless authority to spy on quote unquote Americans if they think that you're a terrorist. If they have reason to believe you're involved in any terroristic action, activities, whatever. That's why they're sitting back, monitoring and watching everything that goes on the internet, your social media platforms, bugging and tapping the phones. They already have lined up and said, oh, you Israelites, yeah, the SPLC and the ADL and the Southern Poverty Law Center, oh, you're on their list. They're saying you guys are a hate group. Oh, the FBI says that you guys are black identity extremists. Extremists? That's close enough to a terrorist. Let's start watching and monitoring what they got going on. I mean, that's just, I'm not even gonna say hypothetical. It's real. But this is what they just renewed. Why do they want more surveillance and more spying? Why do they want to be able to be Big Brother even more? It's because they're trying to consolidate into the B system. Let's just put it that way. Okay. So the House votes to renew FISA spying tool after earlier Republican revoke. This is how you know that they operate on the same damn coin. I mean, the same birds of a feather to flock together. So when Deuteronomy, we read in the curses, Deuteronomy 28, was it 50? 49. The Most High shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. So the eagle being the symbolic and metaphorical term and figurehead of America, which stems from Rome, which Rome, the eagle was their insignia and their idol to represent their nation. So when you talk about politics, that we always say your vote is two wings of the same bird. So the same thing that they utilized. Remember, this is what they used on Donald Trump when he was when they were talking about was dealing with Russian collusion in the elections with Slow Biden, and that's when he was saying, "Oh, they stole it from me," and they were saying, "Oh, we've got reason to believe that you've been coercing with the Russians. There was Russian interference with the voting." And then when they came out, they took him to court. They was like, "No, we didn't find nothing like that. That was a lie." The same Republicans now are sitting back voting it in. See, they're working toward the same goal. They have a fake paradigm of opposition saying it's us against them. They're all together. They're all together. If anybody's been to court, if you've been to court for a criminal case or something like that, be it misdemeanor, felony, whatever the case may be, if you got a public defender or you've got a hired lawyer, but let's just use a public defender as a case scenario. 9 times out of 10, man, they all know each other. The public defender and the prosecutor and the judge, they all have relationships with each other. They're acting like I'm in defense, you're in prosecution. I'm gonna judge everything. Behind closed doors, they're like, "Hey, what do you want to do? What are you gonna give me for this? Yeah, he got caught with this, but we're willing to settle for this. You think you guys can work with that? Yeah, you know what? Actually, no, we're going to take off this, that, and third, give him probation on this, and blah, blah, blah. And the fine is going to be this much. Just what do you think? Hey, that's up to you guys. When you guys come to a decision, let me know. I'll solidify it. Okay. 1 year, 1 year in county jail, 3 years probation, $5,000 fine. And, he'll be out in, with overcrowding, he'll be out in about 3 months. So, just let him know that and I'll sign off on it. They go back out and the public defender says, "Yeah, I worked out a deal." And then they tell each other before they leave, "See you at the bar later?" "Yeah, you know it. Drinks on you because I struck that deal with you. You owe me a shot. All right, I got you. Then they come back out and they tell the dude, "Yeah, I worked out a deal for you, man. You're lucky. I'm a good lawyer." These guys be knowing each other behind closed doors. Believe me. So when the Republicans was out there revolting and saying, we no more FISA, we're tired of the spying and you use it against Trump and blah, blah, blah. And, this is the same thing that if anybody's seen that movie Snowden, and they had what was known as Prism, and Prism was all of the social medias, all the social media platforms, all under one surveillance tool used by the NSA. Let me see if I can. The Prism program. Let me see if I get a good little visual of it. You see, they got all these damn wild names, but this is where this is how the system will work. See, the data provider, Yahoo, Google, all of that, the FBI, the CIA, they all tap into this one mainframe. Then it gets to the NSA. NSA gets all the data from here. The FBI, the CIA tap in to get all of this data right here. Then the NSA filters it all and they send it out to all these other particular agencies. You see up top, everything that was under the PRISM surveillance, NSA, Gmail, Facebook, Hotmail, Yahoo, Google, Skype, Paltalk, AOL, YouTube, and Apple. It's all there. YouTube. Remember last week they were talking about how Google and YouTube was told by the FBI that they needed to surrender when they asked about individual people and what they've been watching. See, all of they're all in cahoots. The monitoring, the Gmail, Facebook. How do we know that Facebook is caught up? Remember last year when what's his name? Zuckerberg came out and confessed that the FBI told him about anything that had to do with I can't remember if it was the vid or the election. I think it was the vid. Oh no. Select. It was the laptop. Anything that had to do with Hunter Biden's laptop, they said they were supposed to shut that down, say it was fake news, Russian coercion, the whole nine. He said he rolled with it. He spoke before Congress, apologizing and all of that. But the dude is coerced. That's how he got all that damn money. Buying $100 million bunkers. What's he scared of? Who's he trying to escape from? If you're just a good old nerd who just try to, utilize your wit to create this social media platform to connect friends and family, right? Then you still got Instagram. They all together. So there you have it. So now they just put forth the vote to extend FISA for, I think they said, another 3 years after they was trying to block it. So now they want more spying. They want more. See, this is the mentality of the damn so-called white man. He thinks he is the Most High, when the Lord is the only one who has the ability to do this type of stuff. I need that in Sirach. Sirach 23:19. It says, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times, Shalaki, 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret part. See, that's the so-called white man. You're trying to be like him, creating these grids and creating these surveillance grids and cameras here, microphones there, AI technology tapping into this, that, and the third. You ain't watching the TV. The TV's watching you. Microwave and dishwashers now are spying on you. Don't believe that? Okay. ABC News. How about we just go right to the first one on top? 9 household products that may be spying on you. Could your coffee machine be spying on you? Very interesting. Coffee machine, interesting. I just talked to my wife last night, and I noticed we got one of them little Keurig coffee and tea machines. You put the little pods in and makes you a little instant tea or coffee, right? She's been unplugging it. I'm like, why are you unplugging it? What's going on? She's like, it's been making noises. And I unplugged it because I don't trust it. I don't know what's going on. And then I said, okay, plugged it in. Sure enough, I heard something go click, click. And I was like, oh, snap. Getting unplugged again. These bastards are slick, man. They are slick. I don't see a direct, direct different number, but best believe they've got all these things. Look at this. And this is from 2013. I remember back then, 2013, the FBI chief said that he covers his camera on his he tapes the cameras of his computer. He was like, with basic words saying, I know what they're looking for. I know they're watching. So I'm cutting that off. So if you don't have camera covers on your laptop or phones, I suggest you get it. I mean, it's the best that you can do. You turn off your phone, they can turn it back on. They're still listening to you. It's hard to escape them. You get one of them little Faraday bags, covered in and block all the Wi-Fi from connecting. That's about the best you can do. Yeah, I'm heating hot water. You know what I'm saying? We ain't using it in a hot minute. Heating up hot water and using the instant, if that's the case. But just real quick, look at it. For Americans concerned about their privacy, the NSA data grabs are daunting. But what about the data grabs happening inside your own home, perpetrated not by the government, by your coffee machine? Consider every appliance and every piece of home electronics that you own. Does it gather data about how you use it? Does it connect to the internet? If so, it could be used to spy on your mobile devices, your TV, and now various other types of home appliances can be wired into a network that can track you. If those networks are hacked, information about your habits and behaviors could be available to people with nefarious goals. They're saying people with nefarious goals. Oh, the bad guys are the ones who want to hack into you. Who created it? The damn government. They're the ones who's doing it. And they got these damn goofball crash dummies who they catch doing a little dirt. And they're saying those are the ones that's abusing this. We did it for good. You know damn well he ain't doing it. They're doing it for, big brother type situations. You understand? So this goes into all kind of things, man. From your dishwasher, we just seen the coffee machine. The TV is spying on you. Like I said, you ain't watching TV; it's watching you. You on the couch with your wife. Y'all got a little intimate moment going on. You could be watching some romance movie, whatever. And next thing you know, a commercial comes on, and it's advertisement for condoms. And you saying, what the hell? Have you ever noticed now when you're talking about something and all of a sudden now you're getting ads on YouTube or ads on your phone about exactly what you were just talking to somebody about? That's exactly what they're doing. That's the spying. That's the Pfizer. That's them digging for information. That's them having the bots lined up collecting data. And then we voluntarily say, well, yeah, come on in, Alexa. Come on in, Siri. Come on in. Who else got the new one? I think Roku got, if it ain't Roku, maybe Amazon. Don't they got a new little home surveillance, home security system? It's all part of the plan, man. So now they're opening up the doors for further spying, further crackdowns, further surveillance. Don't need a warrant to do it, right? And now they're going to utilize all of that to, oh, you were talking about the trans community. You were talking about the alphabet people and the Transformers and the Decepticons. You know that's outlawed now. You can't do that. Oh, you're reading the Bible? But Canada, you go to jail for life for that. We've been watching and monitoring you for a while. You go by the moniker Bayan Shakal Yahweh on YouTube, Facebook. Yeah. We saw your post celebrating when Israel got bombed. We need to talk to you. What are you doing? Yeah, we've been monitoring all your other posts you've been sharing. Yeah, we're bringing you in for questioning. That's how this stuff is rolling right now. All right. And they utilize stuff like this now. And it, only in America, as Don King would say. Attempted bombing of a satanic temple in Salem condemned as a terrorist attack. So, you know, you hear all of the words about, you know, Salem being, you know, short for Jerusalem. Melchizedek being the king of Salem, who was known also after the order, or Yahweh Shai was a high priest after the order of Melchizedek, the king of Salem. A satanic temple happened to be, excuse me, operating in Salem, Massachusetts. And America comes to the defense and says that's a terrorist attack on one of our own. An explosive device was chucked onto the porch of a satanic temple in Salem, Mass, earning the ire of the city's mayor, who dubbed it a terrorist attack. You know, Most High forbid that you actually destroy a temple that is operating for the enlightenment and the well-being of Satanism, the occult, and devil worship. No, that's not wrong. That's just fine here in America. That's why the Most High said this place is the place of every clean and unclean and hateful bird, where they defend satanic temples. Nobody was inside the house of worship when the device landed outside the front door Monday morning at 4:15 a.m. Salem police said in a news release. And while the device failed to fully detonate, a part of the building was left burnt by a partial blast. So there you go, America defending its own. Biden finally considers Trump-style shutdown of the border. Joe could use a nuclear option executive order by the end of April to slash the number of asylum seekers. Remember when Trump was running around talking about close the border, build a wall. Slow Biden was running around here just in complete protest. How dare he? He's a racist. Da 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 da. But now that he needs votes, now that he didn't open up the doors and flooded the place, and now he's saying, "Oh, okay, well, for your votes, I'll go to the extremes of what he would do." Would that get your votes? And then you waiting for the people on the right to be like, yeah, finally you're doing something to secure our borders and protect America. If you do that, I'm going to vote for you. It's all politics, man. All politics. Slow Biden is now beating Donald Trump in the majority of the polls. Do y'all believe that? You think he's greased enough palms and ate enough fried chicken and lied enough and forgave enough student loans that he didn't got the majority of the polls up on him? I mean, I can't tell, but you know, leave it to the manipulation of numbers. He's now leading. Meanwhile, look what the Catholic Church is up to its old tricks again. Priest jailed after a man collapsed from too many erectile drugs at a cleric sex party. They're worried about Diddy. They're worried about Puff Daddy. I mean, can we talk about what's going on in the Catholic Church and their wild sex parties? I mean, a man collapsed from having too much Viagra. I mean, what are these damn heathens up there doing? Oh my goodness, man. We talk about, lest there be any profane and violent Esau, man. And look at his face. If you wanted to see the face of a damn demon and running through his mind, you can just look at, he's just imagining underage boys, homosexual activity jumping on, rape and pillaging little innocent bodies, man. And they ain't here popping, you know, Viagra and whatever else like Skittles. So somebody falls out and he gets arrested. A Polish priest has been sentenced to 18 months in jail for sex and drug crimes after a man collapsed during an orgy at his home. Only in the church, man. The church. The church. I mean, listen, Israelite community isn't spot free. But damn, we ain't doing that type of stuff. At least I ain't never heard in the Israelite community no type of madness like this. According to Post Media, the victim had taken too many erectile. I mean, good Lord, man. The dude ride just did not work. He popped one. Damn, I still can't get it. I still can't, and he's fiending to get in somebody's Hershey Highway, man. He's ready to jump in and hit the gas. And them pills wasn't working. He kept popping them. Unbelievable. These dudes are some complete sexual deviant demons. An ambulance was called out when paramedics arrived that they were refused entry and were only able to administer aid after the police arrived. The priest, referred to as Thomas Z, was sentenced for sexual offenses, supplying drugs, and failing to provide assistance to a person in danger of loss of life or serious bodily harm. Unreal. Unreal, man. Let's continue on. Look, 99-cent stores, man, shutting down all 371 locations due to inflation and theft. I know everybody done seen this already. You know the economy is bad, man, when the 99-cent store is claiming losses. When a 99-cent store says that I think they said they were claiming like $1 billion in loss, and it ain't just because of theft, man. It's inflation. The cost of doing business wasn't the same business model that when they first started establishing these stores years ago. Now it's costing them way more to operate. There ain't that many people going in there and going in stealing goods for $1.50. Yeah, it used to be 99 cents. Inflation said we got boosted up 50 cents. There ain't too many people running in there stealing $1.50 worth of goods, man. Even a homeless person can get in there and buy that. It's homeless people, man, out there panhandling, getting hundreds of dollars a day. It's well beyond just the crime and theft. Not saying people wasn't stealing. I'm sure that went down, but they ain't stealing enough, man, to go broke. I mean, how much can somebody put in their pockets and in their jackets and in their purses? The most they can leave out of there, maybe 10 items. Okay, so you ran off with $12 worth of stuff. Is that gonna break the 99-cent store? And I thought this was gonna be something that was gonna take, a hot second for them to close them down. I happened to roll by one the other day. I mean, they already got the signs out. Everything must go. Stores closing, 30% off. We're done. I'm like, damn, I thought they was gonna like give it a hot second. They had some investor, the cat that owns Big Lots. He tried to save the ones in California. He was trying to get an investment group to try to save it. I guess that failed because the stores was closing. Then the city's coming out saying we're going to be there for the workers. We want to make sure that they, get on unemployment, and then we're going to offer some training for them to hopefully get them better jobs and better trained so they can, further themselves into the service industry. I mean, that's what they're offering. Oh, no, we're going to give them free training for computer programming, how to, get into different business strategies, entrepreneurship, how to qualify for business. No, they're training them on how to be better in the service industry. So they can, hey, you guys were making how much in 99-cent store? You guys are making what, $16 an hour? Listen, they just raised up minimum wage of $20 to go work at Arby's and in Burger King. Hey, maybe if we're going to get your skills up so you can get that $20 an hour. How's that sound? And while you're at it, we're going to make sure you got your medical covered. We're going to make sure you got the food stamps, the EBT. We're going to make sure you're dependent and you're sucking on the tits of the great whore. And you're going to suck down this poison until we get you trained up so you can go flip some burgers for $20 an hour. Hey, that's $4 more an hour. It doesn't that sound right? And they're gonna say, you know, a Lazy J gonna say, heck yeah. Man, they're gonna pay me unemployment. How much you think your unemployment checks is gonna be? Unemployment is only paying you what, 66 in the third of your check? And you was only working part-time at the 99-cent store because they was already scaling down. She was working maybe 20 hours a week. That ain't enough to survive. Oh yeah, but don't worry. We're gonna give you EBT. We're gonna give you a couple $100 a month so you can go get you some food. Couple $100 a month, really? That might get you enough groceries for 4 days. A month? Oh, then you're gonna train me up so I can go get a job in the service industry. So by the time I get to that level, the job is taken by robots and AI. Or you're just gonna get me into a $20 an hour job that's part-time. And I'm really gonna be getting, maybe 10 hours a week at this new job. You see the point? There is no end of gold at the end of the tunnel. I think they said 2,500 people, man, is now gonna be out of job. I went to the store, man. I felt bad for the Jake. The Jake had a scowl on his face, but he looked like he was pissed off. He was ringing myself up. He was cool though, he talked, but you could see he was on his face like, these man. And he was in there, swiping and doing what he had to do, and I was like, man, I feel you, bro. Yeah, that's our little spot, man. We go over there find a few little gems up in there sometimes. I'm no stranger to the 99-cent store. I'll go there in a minute. Apparently not no more. But yeah. So y'all see this, but this is just indicative of really the outlook of what the economy is looking like. When the 99-cent store can't get no profit jumping off, Dollar General can't get no profit jumping off. But meanwhile, Slow Biden was just on the TV talking about they've got inflation is as low as it's ever been since the pandemic, and we're doing a great job. And don't worry, we got a plan to take care of this. What? We just seen Jerome Powell just came out and said they're not going to cut the inflation rates. They planned on doing it 3 times this year. Now they're saying doesn't look like we're going to be able to cut them rates down. Stuff is looking bad. We might have to boost it back up again. So don't believe the hype. Don't believe Slow Biden. The rest. I know y'all don't, but this is for those who watch and tune in and pop in every so often. Don't believe the hype and thinking Slow Biden. He's going to take care of everything. Yeah. Well, everything's going to turn around. Don't worry. We got it under control. We got a plan. But if Slow Biden can't remember what he ate last night, he's going to tell you how he's going to save the damn economy. He has no clue. This is an extremely difficult decision, and it is not the outcome we expected or hope to achieve, Mike Simoncic, interim chief executive officer of the 99-cent only store, said. Simoncic cited several factors for the shutdown, including the, quote, unprecedented impact of the pandemic, shifting consumer demand, persisting inflationary pressures, and rising levels of shrink. Notice that they talk about the shrinkflation because if you notice, things is coming in smaller packages, same price or more. But you notice the last couple of things he's mentioned is shoplifting, employee theft, and administrative errors. The biggest problem was the pandemic, which by no mistake is a pandemic because all the information is coming out after the fact, after they said, oh, it's over, we got it under control. Now that we've warp speed these pokes in everybody's arms, now we can call off the dogs. Then they can come out and talk about all the side effects. Oh, then they can talk about, yeah, actually it did come from Wuhan. Oh, yeah, yep, yeah. All of the lies start coming out. Fauci retires. The other chick that was the head of the WHO, she retired. All of them disappear and run away after the job is done. After the small businesses are shutting down, 99-cent store shutting down, commercial real estate is jacked up. A job well done. You got to shut it down so that you can, quote unquote, build back better, huh? So, look, first thing he said was the pandemic, shifting consumer demand. Persistent inflationary pressures, rising levels of shrink, an industry term that refers to inventory loss thanks to shoplifting, employee theft, and administrative errors. I mean, there you have it. This place in a lot of trouble. How America's next civil war could unfold is looming. The battle lines have already been drawn. The movie just came out. They're already ready to prime up the MAGA supporters against it. You know, you got the immigrants over here. You got the hard left over here. You got everybody's lining up. They're trying to, ignite the flames. Agent Orange came out and said, if he doesn't win, it's going to be a bloodbath. You know, there's priming everything, man. It's a social experiment. They're setting tone. They're putting the spirit out there, and it's going to possess some people. I mean, guaranteed. If the polls look like they do now, I mean, you see, they're already switching and saying, "Oh, slow Biden is actually winning." You know, the people on the right that love them some Trump, they're going to be like, "That's bull. They still in it again." Let them polls show him leading all the way up until October, and then come November, it's some landslide. They're gonna lose their minds. They're gonna say, "Not again." There is no America. There is no democracy. There is no constitution. It's over. It's a hostile takeover. They taking over the place. We got to defend it now, America or nothing. And they're gonna go wild. Remember, the Most High even said it's gonna be. I mean, Yahweh Shai said, wars, rumors of wars, nation against nation. Remember, we even covered that. Nation meaning tribes against each other. Meaning race wars. That's all on the table. And all they need is a movie right now to infiltrate the minds and get everybody hyped up and ready to go. I'm going to go see it. Well, if I don't see it, I'm to stream it. I'm going to pay to stream it, I should say, when it's available. Let me be clear. Let me move on. Look, Argentina's running out of bug spray amid a record dengue surge. Remember, they got the dengue fever was over there in Puerto Rico going crazy. Now Argentina, they run out of bug spray. They getting hit. So America and the Americas still getting hit with the plagues, right? Bubonic plague, dengue fever. They got leprosy coming back. This place is getting hit, man. All timely leading up towards the Passover. For those who have yet to keep it, like us and many others, will be keeping it on the 22nd. I think there's a few camps that's keeping it on the 21st, and somebody else on the 20th. I think another camp on the 20th, something like that. But that weekend of the 20th, the majority of camps is going to be keeping it as well, as we're seeing the plagues infecting and hitting modern day Egypt again. Avian flu found in the 7th state as cattle restrictions are growing. Oh, the murrain, remember that with Egypt? The diseased cattle. Now here comes the avian flu back again. And this time it's becoming more devastating to the cows. We'll be monitoring that. California on alert of San Andreas fault hints at a quake. They're talking about the big one is expected at any particular point in time. Now they've got a lot better technology monitoring the fault lines. They've got apps now that they hit you on your phone telling you, earthquake's about to hit. Now they've kind of war gamed this thing, saying, in California we've gotten little taps on the butt here or there, but we've been overdue for a big one in a long time. And trust you, me. I'm praying for the grace and the mercy of the Lord for me and my household and all my brothers and sisters out there who fear the Lord, keeping the commandments, to be preserved and protected when it does hit. But hey, you talking about I think it's Revelation 16. 16. Yeah, look at 18. And this is just one of the vials and plagues. It says that there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth. So mighty an earthquake and so great. So they're talking about that this earthquake that's going to come and hit, even the one I believe that's mentioned in Revelation 6. It says a third of the earth is going to get hit with is it Revelation 6? I believe it's Revelation 6. But you're talking about if San Andreas has got like one of the biggest fault lines in America, and all of the hype about how bad it could be, ranging from it hitting in Nevada, going all the way up California, all the way up into Washington State, hitting Portland. There's been some how accurate it could be, talking about Washington State could break off into the Pacific Ocean, tsunamis hitting Malibu, Santa Monica, Huntington Beach, Venice Beach. I mean, good Lord. You talk about, and now they're talking about, the big one might be coming. Look at this. Revelation 6:12 says, and I beheld when he opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. So there's going to be great destruction via earthquake, sun being blacked out with smoke, the stars of heaven falling is like the missiles and the bombs. Untimely figs. When you see a fig tree that's blowing in the wind that has figs that have yet to really take root on the branch, they blow off. It says like she was shaking with a mighty wind. I think I showed a video a while back about the stars falling to heaven, falling from the earth. And it was like from a plane, and it looked like a bunch of stars that were just falling, and it was exploding. I don't remember which DSTM it was, like a year or so ago. I showed a video just to visualize what it was, what it would look like. But you're talking about great destruction, and one of them being via earthquake. And we looked at the earthquake last week. Remember the one in China? 80,000 dead here, 200,000. They had one in Pakistan. I think it was in 2010. They hit like 200,000 people. That's nothing compared to what this major earthquake that's going to be talked about and happening in Revelation 6 and 16. And here we are flirting with a major quake coming to California. Look at it. What would happen if the big one hit California? Video shows how a 7+ magnitude earthquake would rip through Los Angeles in seconds, causing up to $3 billion in damage and killing thousands. California is overdue for a 7.8 magnitude quake, which occurs every 150 years. I remember the one in 94 out here, and that one was rocking. And the aftermath of that was crucial. So they're talking about that 7.8 or better. The infrastructure in California ain't ready for it, man. So hopefully, when we talk about certain elements of preparation, that's not to say that any of your prep items is going to be spared from destruction, or you may not even be home at the time. Number one thing is make sure that you are fearing the Most High, you're keeping the commandments, because the Most High said, touch not my prophets and touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. The only thing that can spare us in these days of destruction is the grace and mercy of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Other than that, you can forget about it. But if you do have some wisdom and you have some preparatory items that's available, and you at home with your family and things get to rocking and breaking and shaking, when there is no internet, where there is no lights and all of that, Hopefully you got some flashlights, some candles, or you got a backup generator or a solar generator. You've got access to some water, some food. Because if you're waiting on FEMA to come get you, you're waiting for the police and the fire department. If you're in the cities and the urban areas, they ain't enough of them to come get to you. There's not enough to get to you in any time of need. You might have to hold tight until somebody can come along and get to you. And even then, remember Ronald Reagan said the 9 most terrifying words is from the government, I'm here to help. They may not always be the best thing that you want to see in a time of crisis. All right. So that's on the table. Look, seafood shocker, warning shrimp and lobster contain dangerous levels of cancer-causing forever chemicals as types of food most at risk are revealed. Pass this along to your family and friends who still love to gorge their mouths with shrimp and lobster and abominable shellfish and all of that. You've been trying to tell them, we've been trying to tell them, hey, stop eating that stuff. The Bible tells you don't eat it. The Most High tells you first. But you know what? They don't respect the word of the Lord. They rather say, we're under grace, we're under mercy, we're under the law of liberty. We can eat what we want to. Stop hating. Okay, well, what if we tell you that now they've done research that's saying there's forever chemicals in your shrimp and in your lobster and in your roaches of the sea that can give you cancer and infertility and birth defects? You still want to eat them? You're lying. Oh, Dartmouth College, they did the research. Go check it out. Screenshot this. Go look up the article yourself. It's on the Daily Mail. Or screenshot it, save it, send it to your relatives. Try to get them on the path of repentance. Try to get them to clean up their act and say, see, hey, the Most High told you don't eat that crap. If you listened ahead of time, maybe you wouldn't be wondering how did you get cancer. You worried about, nobody in our family got cancer. Smokes and nothing. The so-called white man has weaponized so many different ways of giving people cancer and putting us to death, man. It's not even funny. The more that we find them out, the more that we can expose them, the more that we can put it out there to save our people. Number one, the Most High said it first. Now you've got more reasons to tell people, get up off of them damn shellfish. All right. Did y'all see this sister, man? Disgusting. She's possessed. She was a highly influential person, I guess, on TikTok, Mystic Lipstick. Here she was caught in a trance, stargazing, looking at the eclipse, talking about how, people need to choose a side and something big is getting ready to happen and all this other stuff. And she messed around and killed her husband and her kid, one of her kids, pushing them out the car, and injured another one, thinking that the world was going to end, or if you didn't agree with her, you was going to get put to death. Right here in LA, she lived in the valley, speeding 100 miles an hour, crashed the car, killed herself. Pick a side. Danielle Cherokaya Johnson's bizarre eclipse post before mom stabbed the boyfriend and pushed the kids out of moving car. This is what happens when you get too caught up in the internet, too caught up in your influence, too caught up with these spirits that's possessing you. I mean, the scriptures tell you already in Jeremiah 10:2, I spoke about the eclipse, and I said the first thing I said was, no man know the time nor the day, such and such and such. Take this as informational, fun facts, or whatever the case may be. Certain things are definitely coincidental, very interesting to pay attention to. Nothing is going to happen on that day. You got some people talking about your outside's coming back that day. It's the end of the world that day. Something big is going to happen on that day. And then it didn't came and went. So-called white man was pumping it up. We got the National Guard out, better buy food and water and blah, blah, blah. Stay in the house and don't go to school. I mean, much of that was psychological warfare hype that they did. Mind control type stuff. If you just do the numbers, do the math, do the knowledge of the prophecy, you're gonna say that. Your house I never said when eclipse happens, I'm gonna be there. No, but we're seeing evidences of signs and wonders in the earth happening by the sun and the moon. Are they aligning with other things that we see prophetically, war, rumors of war? So yeah, we see all of those things. Do we have in the beginning and the end? Do we see that there's a element of the northern and the southern kingdom being here in captivity in spiritual Egypt, so forth and so on? Sure. But you got a goofy sister like this who's going deep off into astrology and esoteric foolishness and talking about spirits and showing her about this eclipse. And it's look at it. This eclipse is the epitome of spiritual warfare, protection on in your heart in the right place. The world is very obviously changing right now. Everyone needs to pick a side. The time to do right is now. Stay strong. You got this. Look at it. Wake up. The apocalypse is here. Everyone who has ears, listen. Your time to choose what you believe is now. If you believe a new world is possible for the people right now, there is power in choice. There is power in choice. Repost to make the choice for the collective. She's all over the place. I guess her daughters and her husband didn't choose right. And spirits told her kill her husband and crash out and kill herself. What choice did she make? The apocalypse is here. Where is that at in the scripture? An astrology influencer. And the Most High tells you about the stargazers of Babylon, the magicians and the damn warlocks and everybody else is associated with this place. And here she is dabbling into the wrong damn things that got her twisted, jacked up, and killed herself and her family. And she had over 100,000 followers on, I think it was either TikTok or on X, one of the two. So she was highly influential. And that lets you know there's 100,000 suckers, man, believing in a lot of foolishness out there. Talked about this earlier. 5 people have been arrested after a shooting at a West Philadelphia park. It was filled with hundreds of people. This is after Ramadan was ended. They had a shootout there. Told y'all the mass shootings was going to continue on. Here's another example of one. This looked like it was between 2 groups shooting it out. You know, of course, this is I guess you could say the next mass shooting since the Super Bowl. I mean, it looks like they're happening monthly. Wasn't the Super Bowl? What was it in October? I mean, it's like in February. Just missed March. If we look deep enough, we probably had a 1 or 2 in March. But there you have it. All right. But notice because it was niggas shooting niggas, right? I'm gonna call it what it is because they was ignorant, dumbed down, low level, heathenistic following Arab religious folks. You even seen Slow Biden come out and talk about the tragedy of the mass shooting at the Muslim religious gathering because they ain't giving a damn about no damn black folks out there trying to be Arabs or following Muslim. They ain't caring about no Muslim gatherings, and you definitely don't hear them talking about gun control and stopping it because why? It's all right as long as blacks are killing blacks, as long as it's Muslims killing Muslims, it's all good. But you ain't seen them jump out there and go visit the park or go visit West Philly to talk to the people and talk about gun control. You ain't seen that. More evidence is that they don't love you. Okay? You ain't seen nothing and nowhere. You ain't seen him slobber and come out nowhere. Stumble off of the damn plane or roll out a damn car to go and address what happened. Because he don't care. They don't care. Look who cares. Naked man took advantage of Planet Fitness transgender locker room policy to parade his genitalia in ladies' locker room and ask women to shower with him, then rub lotion on his back. All you got to do is go say, I'm a Transformer, Decepticon. You can go up in the women's bathroom, take a shower with him, and do whatever you want. Well, that's the American way. Now, the sister's outraged, huh? This is America for you. Oh, look at him. He's got to one up Slow Biden. Slow Biden took had the family at the house and fed them fried chicken and I think they said one of them had a burger. So I ain't gonna say they ate was fried chicken, but fried chicken was definitely on the menu. And look at it, look at him as he sitting up here talking to these sisters in Chick-fil-A. So he's deciding to go treat everybody in the Chick-fil-A in Atlanta to chicken sandwiches and milkshakes. These damn Edomites, man, it's too damn funny, man. Envy not thou the oppressor, choose none of his ways. Surely oppressor maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Thus saith the Lord. Trump trying to up the ante. He ain't going to a damn Chick-fil-A and try to feed Negroes chicken sandwiches and shakes. Trump made a surprise visit to a fast food restaurant, and you know he loves some fast food, man. He loves KFC, you know, and what else did they say he liked? I think he liked McDonald's. Apparently, he loves Chick-fil-A too. No, Trump is. I'm gonna leave it alone. I was gonna go on a little rant with him, but it's late. I'm gonna leave him alone. Trump made a surprise visit to a fast food restaurant where he told a dozen employees behind the counter, "We're going to take care of the customers. So is this good? Making a lot of money. Get rich, right? Excellent." He said as he joked with the workers. He ordered 30 milkshakes and chicken for the people in the store as well as for the staff. As the drinks and food were handed out, the former president worked the room, speaking to supporters, shaking hands and giving autographs, and even hugging a woman. The woman appeared overjoyed as she hugged Trump, shouting to the crowd, "Tell my mama I made it." And I wish I had the video that I just screenshotted it. The older sister, man, talking about, "Tell mama I made it." She finally got to hug White Zaddy, man. The envy of our people that still love the so-called white man, even him, the envy of the damn Negro woman, man. Her life is not fulfilled until she can hug up to this damn toupee-wearing, orange-colored devil. And she claims that she finally made it, man. White Zaddy then bought her a chicken sandwich and a damn shake. Unbelievable. Let's wrap this up. One of the world's highest cities starts rationing water for 9 million people. You're talking about drought hitting down in Colombia. They're rationing off water because of drought. Look at it. The rationing came into effect Thursday morning. Bogota, and dozens of surrounding towns have been divided into 9 different zones with domestic running water cut off for 24 hours in each zone on a rotation that will reset every 10 days. The measure will affect approximately 9 million people. So if you see that, they do the same or similar method down in Venezuela. You get water turned on 20 minutes a day, fill up as much as you can. After that, water's turned off. You're not getting nobody back for another 24 hours. They're doing the same thing now up in Bogota, Colombia. You know, it's just showing you the deterioration of the resources, the deterioration, because that's South America. That's still part of America. The Most High says that there's going to be a drought that comes upon our land. And I think that's in Jeremiah. Let me see real quick. Yeah, Jeremiah 50 and 38. So it says, a drought is upon her waters. This is talking about Babylon. And they shall be dried up, for it is the land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols. Well, this is the place where graven images and idols are welcome and worshipped. Everything from the lightning struck Statue of Liberty to the Baphomet statues to the Satan worshiping churches, to the Catholic churches that are allowing graven images and idols and statues to be worshipped, to the Kemetic shrines and temples that they got going on with all their idols lined up in there, to the Christian churches, they got their idols lined up in there. You dig what I'm saying? From the money, you name it, they're mad upon the idols. They're going crazy for the idols. And the Most High said, okay, I'm gonna hit them with a drought. Lord knows, before the rains that hit this year and parts of last year, California had been in the drought for like the last 10, 15 years. Arizona was hit with a bad drought, Colorado, New Mexico, a lot of places got hit with the drought. It was bad. If y'all seen the flashback reloaded video I did about America being Egypt on Monday for the new moon, I showed maps about the drought and everything that was going on. That was just a couple years ago. But it's still going down. America is still bound for drought. 9 million people are going to be affected by this. They got to ration out water there. And can you imagine? See, we're still spoiled over here, man. You can still turn on the faucet. You can still turn on the shower. You can still run out and go buy a case of water. You can go fill up your sparklers or get your sparklers 5-gallon, renewal monthly, 20-gallon a month, however, them deals work. When you're in real hell, some of these third world conditions in countries, man, and they tell you, man, your water's cut off for 24 hours. You better store up as much as you can. And we're going around in zones like that. Don't be surprised when it hits to a city near you. And here in Babylon. This is the last one, and I'm going to get on out of here and let y'all go to sleep. The fried chicken is in New York. The cashier is in the Philippines. Now watch this. You heard that right. The fried chicken is in New York. The cashier is in the Philippines. At San Chicken in Long Island City, Queens, the cashier beamed a wide smile and recommended the fried chicken sandwich. Or maybe she suggested a tonkatsu. It was hard to tell because the internet connection from her home in the Philippines was spotty. Romy, who declined to give her last name, was one of 12 virtual assistants greeting customers at a handful of restaurants in New York City from halfway across the world. The virtual host could be the vanguard of a rapidly changing restaurant industry. Watch this. As small business owners seek relief from rising commercial rents and high inflation, others see a model rife for abuse. The remote workers are paid $3 an hour. Hear that, California? According to their management company, while the minimum wage in the city is $16 an hour. Hear that, California? No, it's not AI, Bayan. It's a real woman. They outsourcing people working at the register. She's got they outsource it. They got rid of the computer program and all that to take your order for $3 an hour in the Philippines. You look at a screen and it's just like you're on a computer, like a Zoom meeting or whatever. It ain't no different than, you go to these some of these fast food spots nowadays, they got QR codes, and that's all part of the 15-minute city. That's all part of the World ID. Everything I showed y'all, I've been telling y'all about for the longest. Everything's QR code based now. Now you can go and scan your QR code. Oh, here's download the menu. Tell them what you want. Then you go in and somebody's waiting for your, you go pay for it and they call your number. You go get your food. I've yet to experience it. I've just seen it done on the internet and all of that. This is a whole new thing where they're outsourcing people working as cashiers in fast food joints. This is the first one that I know of in New York, some fried chicken spot where you go in and it's a computer screen and you tell the, you go in there and make your order and it's a chick remotely working from home. She's taking your order. You can barely understand what she's saying. Take your order and then you go and they download the order to the cooks and they go make it. You go pick it up. So although, Jake's is running around here happy that you're getting $20 an hour while working at KFC and Pizza Hut or whatever, if AI don't replace you, they're going to replace you with cheap labor overseas. They are going to collapse America in this place, man. Trust and believe. This place got to go. And if they say money answers all things, and if you take money from people and they can't answer the call, desperation gonna kick in, all hell is gonna break loose, man, and people's gonna want change by hook or by crook. So yeah, virtual fast food. Virtual fast food places now is on deck. You know, there was a big rush back in the early 2000s with many jobs being outsourced to India, to the Philippines. Like if you call your bank, you call a credit card company, you call different places, and somebody's answering the phone with an accent. And you saying, where are you? Are you onshore? Where are you? Yes, sir. I'm here to help you. This is Johnny. And you say, you know damn well your name ain't Johnny, Habib. No, no, my name is Johnny. You're not Johnny, man. Who are you? Okay, it's Habib. But you know, a lot of jobs are being outsourced in the 2000s, man. And that's why Obama, when he came in, people was on his head talking about, are you going to have outsourcing? And he was like, oh, we're going to keep jobs here. I'm against it. Meanwhile, no, they wasn't. But I was working for a company that was definitely outsourcing to India. They was bringing them onshore, training them, and then they taking them back to India. And some of the people, upper management on it, they had to go fly over there to India and stay over there and train them up and get them going. They coming back with malaria and diarrhea and all kind of crap because they got to go over there and train the new help. Now everything is virtual, man. They're gonna be taking your order from India and damn Philippines. Extra sauce, you want fries with that? Thank you. And you out of here. Meanwhile, you got to walk over somebody outside of the damn restaurant, sleeping in the tent, talking about I used to work here. You tell me that ain't prime sources to get a spirit going to rile up somebody to go postal. Right? So there you have it, man. There you have it. It's been a good one. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, IQAhmath. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Stayed up tonight. Knock one down again. If you didn't stay up tonight and you made it to the end of this video, all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, man. Shabbat shalom to you. I know some of y'all done tuned out, fell asleep, got to catch up tomorrow. It's all good. Some of y'all didn't. You said, oh, Friday nights. I'm gonna say that for the Sabbath, the daytime. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. All good. As long as you watch it, man. Like, share, and subscribe, as they say, man. Let's stand up against Skynet and the Matrix. Stand in defiance, man. Share this video. Share the information. Put the truth out there, man. Wake your people up. My people up. Let's get this kingdom, y'all. All right. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here, man. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, IQAhmath. Always remember, fear the Most High. Keep the commandments. Don't shoot the messenger.